Rec League Podcast. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family, tell your haters. Available on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Radio Public, Podchaser, Good Pods, Pocket Cast, Breaker, and Stitcher. At Rec League Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. At Rec League Pod on Twitter. Episode 70, available now. Yo, whether you watching this from Facebook, Twitter, click the link in my Instagram or YouTube itself. What up, world? So I just watched Dune. Let's call it the 2021 reimagining of the 1984 David Lynch directed movie, which was based on a novel, space epic. It stars Timothée Chalamet, Oscar Isaac, Rebecca Ferguson, Josh Brolin, Stellan Skarsgård, Dave Bautista, Jason Momoa, Zendaya, Stephen McKinley Henderson, and Sharon Duncan-Brewster. I hope I remembered her name. And it is directed by Denis Villeneuve. I'm American trash, so I'm gonna say he's directed Prisoners, Enemy, Sicario, Arrival, and Blade Runner 2049, but he directed other movies before that. I just can't remember the names of them. You got Paul Atreides. He's like the prince of this civilization, the son of the Duke, played by Oscar Isaac. He's being groomed and molded to take over the throne. And there's this planet that has this substance called spice. Eventually, this powerful substance is going to be, it's going to become attractive to multiple groups of people with armies and shit. And there's going to be a battle over this substance, and it can lead to cool stuff. And it is a hard story to explain if you're not picking up on that from me stumbling over my words, man. Timothée Chalamet plays a character who's being molded to lead his people, and maybe he gets a little kick in the ass before he's ready to do so. That's like, I have this movie in my head and the 84 movie. So there's nothing on the bottom of the screen because my 2021 anticipated movies bumped this off of my list. This was on my most anticipated honorable mentions last year. Denis Villeneuve is like the new wave Christopher Nolan, in the sense, like, Nolan, once Batman Begins hit, Nolan became a guy that I was checking for no matter what. Denis Villeneuve did this with Prisoners. I was so blown away by Prisoners. No matter what Denis Villeneuve was coming with, I was excited for. And before yesterday, I knew nothing about Dune. And also after yesterday, I was of the mindset the Denis Villeneuve Dune trailers were better than the entire David Lynch 2 hour and 20-minute movie. And the thing that Denis Villeneuve is able to do, because I don't know if this is a spoiler. It's not a spoiler. And I'm sure if you follow movie news, you know Denis Villeneuve planned, maybe Warner Brothers planned, and he rolled with it, to split Dune into two movies. When the credits come up, it says Dune Part 1. And by the time this movie ends, I want to say like the David Lynch movie had like maybe 25 minutes left. But there's so much in this movie that I was trying to compare the two. I was trying to match up characters. Okay, like this was this character in the David Lynch movie, because like Patrick Stewart and like the two Stooges that come in when Kyle MacLachlan is, I could notice your footsteps. That was basically just Josh Brolin, and I think Jason Momoa plays one of those guys, but his character was off elsewhere, like preparing for like battle or to like scope out the land. Because in this movie, Oscar Isaac is rewarded some stuff and they show his people come into the land where the substance, the spice is, and David Lynch didn't do any of that. Like, they were already there. They were already on location. So, like, looking at this movie, it's way better casted. The acting, the performances, the performances are Oscar worthy. The David Lynch performances were Razzie worthy. The David Lynch movie, I hate to keep bringing up the old movie, but it's like some of those performances were so over the top and cartoony, and some of them were like so like Shakespearean, serious and droll that I couldn't focus on that movie. But man, this movie is so like honed in. Even if there are moments of humor, it's just like a quippy line. It's not like an exaggerated response. The worst character in the David Lynch movie is played by Stellan Skarsgård in this one. And he's just so much better. It's such an improvement. Denis Villeneuve does not make ugly movies. I'm sorry, like Prisoners taking place during Thanksgiving, it's wet and it's depressing and it's gloomy. The environment and the tone match up perfectly. Enemy is beautiful looking. Sicario, like fucking Mexican drug cartels and FBI and DEA and all of that. It's intense, and it looks amazing. All the cinematography and don't even get me started on how beautiful Blade Runner 2049 looks. Arrival. Dune is nothing short of a mesmerizing looking movie. The sets, the wide shots, the sand, the landscape, it all looks amazing. There's like all the performances, like everybody came to play. Like Jason Momoa, who I think is a one-note actor, is not bad in this. Dave Bautista seems to get better in every movie he's in. But like he's not like scene stealing in this or anything. He has a couple scenes. I think he's gonna be way more focused in the... Oh shit, I was trying to figure out who the Sting character was in this whole movie. Was Dave Bautista the Sting character? That would have been a cool switch. I never would have thought that. Now I gotta match that shit up. Yeah, but like I'm trying to like, okay, like this is when this happened. This is when this is going on here. But like I think Denis Villeneuve, like I said, he had more to work with from the book, so he got to explain more and he got to show more. He got to go more into detail than David Lynch got to do. It was easier to follow. There was a couple things maybe toward like the second act, toward the beginning of the third act that threw me out of it a little bit, that I like kind of lost focus of what was going on. But this was a really good and really enjoyable movie. And man, like the score was good. Yeah, like I don't know, like I thought, like I was trying to guess when it was gonna cut off, and it was just like, man, like it cut off at a point where it's just like, yeah, like Denis Villeneuve is gonna find a way to stretch out those last like 25 minutes. There has to be so much book that David Lynch cut out that Denis Villeneuve did nothing but build my anticipation for 2023, 2024, whenever we might get this story to finish, man. With all that being said, man, in my opinion, I will say that Dune was dope. Have you seen Dune, man? What you think about it? Positive, negative, somewhere in between? Let me know. I recently posted reviews for No Time to Die, The Last Duel, Halloween Kills. I just posted an Injustice review, the animated DC release. Around the corner, I got a review for Ron's Gone Wrong coming. Next weekend, I hope, I don't know if my theater will get it, but I hope to watch and review The French Dispatch. I'm definitely going to watch and review Last Night in Soho. And then the weekend after that, we're in November. I think Eternals comes out. Definitely hyped for that, man. So like, subscribe, comment. Find me where you find me, man. Don't know where to find me. Watch these credits. Peace.